Welcome back to new vlog.
I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder.
So we have dinner in the oven. What are we having tonight? A little veggie meal.
Veggie lasagna. I think it's ready.
Yum. Okay, let's go sit on the couch and tell them about today's vlog.
Okay, so we're just popping on the tripod so I don't have to switch arms the whole time.
Okay, let's get comfy. We wanted to, I don't know, just sit with you guys today and let's maybe move it a little bit this way. We wanted to sit with you guys because we've been creating content the whole day, and yeah, the apartment is a mess now. We are prepping dinner and we're about to have that once we've chatted to you guys a little bit. But yeah, since you know, we've mentioned on the vlogs that we don't want to decorate in this place too nicely and spend too much money here because we are actually planning on moving, and I don't think I elaborated on it too much because I just said, you know, we don't want to decorate in here too much because we don't plan on living here for too long. And the reason is because we were starting to look at houses and a bigger place. This was Bren and I's first place. We've been living in here for
Almost 3 years.
yeah, we're going on our 3rd year now.
Yeah, and we planned on a year and a half.
It's crazy how time flies.
Yeah,
It's
so
insane.
we essentially, like, our plan was we'll move in here, we'll settle down, you know, just a building block to the next step, and
Because
it just flashed by the time.
we are very intrigued and interested in owning properties, so we wanted to, I mean, this place is small, it's just an apartment, and initially when I showed Bren pictures, he was like, I don't like it because it has like the smallest patio, it's on the 1st floor, it doesn't have like, you can't really entertain and have people over because it's quite small, and we don't have like a braai or like an entertainment area, and that's one thing that Bren really liked. But I mean, I myself looked at houses for like or like apartments for over a year until I saw this one. I actually saw an exact unit in this complex, and then when I wanted to apply for it, it was already sold, and then like maybe 3 or 4 weeks after, a new one popped up, and I was like, we are gonna go look at this place, and whether you're coming with me or not, I am moving here. And back then we weren't engaged, we were just dating, and it's so different when you're engaged or like married because now you're a team. And yeah, we're excited to be purchasing a home together, and yeah, we've been looking at places before lockdown, but I mean, since lockdown happened, a lot of the things that we were working on were kind of like put on pause, and we haven't stopped looking, but I mean, we can't go visit places and go look at places, and that's one thing that we learned a lot from buying this place, because we literally visited or had a viewing one time. It was like 7 o'clock at night, it was dark, we missed half of the things that we were supposed to be looking at, but we were just so excited to have our own space. And yeah, we haven't stopped looking, and we wanted to share kind of like what we are looking at, and that is the perfect opportunity to introduce today's sponsor to you guys, which is Mortgage Market. So basically we shop for everything online, right? We literally buy tech, groceries, clothing, literally everything.
You name it.
Yeah. And what Mortgage Market is, it basically compares the different home loan offers from the different banks, and it's basically a platform that brings you the home loan marketplace, right?
Yeah, so it's just like a platform where you can apply for and then compare the leading banks of South Africa, I would say, you know, offers from home loans. And the kicker is, if you do actually then go through the process of fulfilling that application, taking the application through this mortgage market platform, they give you between 5 and 25,000 rand back.
Money back guarantee
Money back
if
as
it's accepted.
as like a cash injection if you do use their platform, which is a really nice incentive. I mean, you still go through the normal channels of, the major banks, getting the applications through them. It's just all centralized and it's so convenient.
And if there's one thing that, I mean, looking at houses online is one different thing, but not knowing where to actually start is probably, or like knowing where to start and what you can afford based on your income is probably the most important thing. So what you can do on the mortgage market platform is get a to see if you pre-qualify for a home loan. So they ask you a couple of questions and you insert your income, your gross, your net and all of that. And then they will tell you the amount that you would possibly qualify for. Then if it's 500,000, if it's 700, if it's $1 million, if it's 2 million, you know what to shop for.
Yeah, and you can actually then start working out a budget around what your expenses would be if you had to purchase a home for X amount of rands.
Yes.
Which is probably the best way of starting to plan this whole purchasing, journey that we are entering.
And I think what was also interesting about Mortgage Market was the interesting insights that they share on the websites on, I think it's, what did you say?
So,
it's
so they call it hashtag WTF. And in like the caption they say, we know what you're thinking, because the first thing that pops up in your mind when
what the F?
Yeah, what the F. So it actually stands for Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, where they've just got like blog posts every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday where they share insightful information or tips or things to look out for, current trends in the property market maybe. I haven't gone through all their blogs, but the ones that I've read is actually quite insightful, which is quite cool.
Yeah, and it's something that Brett and I really have interest in. We really want to own more than one property, and I mean, this is our first one, and we are excited to dabble into a couple of more, and I feel like Mortgage Market is the perfect platform for us to kind of like compare home loan offers and to see, where we get the best interest rates from and all of those things.
Just on that, we know the lockdown is currently putting a big strain on a lot of families and the economy as a whole. But the flip side to that is, the interest rates are all going down. The repo rate's down, interest rates are down, which means you'll get a better deal from the banks when you actually do apply for your home loans. So I mean, that's if you are in the position, to upscale or just get something different, even downscaling. I mean, even if you go, need to take a step back, it's a good opportunity to get a loan because you won't pay as much as you would have before the whole economic crisis.
Yeah, and I actually never thought of it that way, because we are essentially upgrading and upscaling, because we started from the bottom and we're kind of like working our way up, but a lot of people are downscaling and working their way down, and essentially by selling your property and buying a new one you could actually get
cash injection.
Cash injection.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to be quite crucial because it's a buyer's market. You might not get as much as the market value for your home, but maybe that cash injection, just balances out that deficit that you would get on the current market.
But yeah, keep an eye out on www.mortgagemarket.co.za. I'll link it down below for like insightful tips on the property market and how you can get like a money back or a money guarantee by getting a home loan approved when you do apply. So with that, we know what we can afford, and we know what we are going to look at, and yeah, we've looked at a couple of places actually. So what's the one thing, first, like quick thinking, 2 seconds, What's the first thing that you want in the next place?
I've got two, to be honest. It's another bathroom.
Yes! Oh my word! Let me tell you, oh my gosh.
The one bathroom thing is, I mean, I think a lot of you know from personal experience, it's just, you know, you fight over the bathroom space so much. And because we at home the whole time now, you know, together, we sometimes get stuck needing the bathroom at the same time.
I didn't notice it when you had a normal 9-to-5 job, but...
Yes, because I was
alone.
Most of the day.
Yeah. But initially when we first moved in here, we were like, oh, one bathroom, it's not the biggest deal. But at least 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5, so at least having a guest toilet. But we are looking at around like 2.5 bathrooms maybe. The reason we wanted to, hopefully it's doable and hopefully we can reach it. We wanted to, instead of climbing the ladder really slowly, we really just want to maybe get a place that we can live in for 5 to 10 years, because I mean we've been staying here for 2 years. It's gone by like this. So we might need to like skip a step or two. Instead of going from an apartment to a little estate or a townhouse, we might want to get a house or a big estate townhouse type of vibe.
They're not big, but I mean,
for us it's big in comparison to this.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few things we need to consider, and especially because we're both working from home, an additional bedroom, you know, it's quite...
Leafy needs an office.
It's not a necessity. Obviously we can work like we are doing currently, but I think it's just not very efficient. So another bedroom or office space.
A living area. Bren did the most amazing date night in the previous vlog. Couple of previous vlogs you guys saw that Bren did like a surprise date night in the living room. We don't have a dining area. We can't have like a special date night at home because we sit on the couch and eat at night. So that, I think that's one thing that I really want. But with that being said, I really don't mind buying a fixer-upper.
Yeah, so I think that was also what I was going towards or trying to say is, you know, we need to consider, are we going for something that is ready as we want it to move in, and then it's going to cost a bit more, or, you know, taking a bit of a cut on what we want to pay up front, just spending a bit more to building something that we actually... Like
this place, for example.
Yeah.
The kitchen is horrendous. Like, it's so ugly. It needs, like, top... let me just put the... It needs top kitchen cupboards. And it needs to be to the ceiling. I think... Even if we get a place like this, I would change the tiles, I would paint, I mean, that's what we did here. We painted, we redid the cupboards and things like that, and that I don't mind. I wouldn't mind like moving into a place that needs a little bit of work. And then, let's see the other place. But I mean, bedroom space isn't like the biggest thing for us.
I mean, our bedroom's not very big at the moment, and we live comfortably, more than comfortably.
Yeah.
In the space that we're currently in.
I don't want carpets.
You know, carpets we'll probably have to remove in anything that we're looking at.
Because we have carpets here, and we actually reinstalled brand new carpets when we moved in because they had existing carpets. But what I really wanted was that vinyl flooring. It looks like wood, but it's not really wood.
And it's just a bit out of our price range at the...
But I saw so many videos of people that do it themselves. And like open plan like this, it really is something. I would obviously paint the blue walls, and I don't like a dark kitchen. I would want like a white kitchen, but I mean, these cabinets are really easy to just paint. But I love the open plan like this. I don't want a kitchen that's completely closed off from the living area.
It just makes your space feel so much bigger, even though it might not be that big. I mean, if you look at our kitchen and our living room,
Yes.
it looks much bigger compared to other things that we've seen or we've visited, just because it's such an open plan.
Like this kitchen is a little bit like it's completely closed off from the living area, but this is not really. I really liked the garden area of this place.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's a big luxury we're looking at, but I mean, having a garden area or an entertainment type area, it's something
We
that
loved this place.
it's really
Sorry,
would be nice for us. But I mean, if we can't get it, we'll continue working towards it.
You said you liked this place.
Yeah, it's a nice. The kitchen's already like to a set. It's already a very attractive kitchen.
Yeah.
And the
And it has a
bathroom.
big bath. But yeah, I think the main things we are looking at in terms of, you know, moving from this place to the next is 2 studies.
Well,
Do you really like want a guest? I definitely still want a beauty room. Like I love having, unless the bedroom is big in a sense where I can have all of my
beauty products
in the bedroom, but I feel like having it, because it's my job and because we film at home and you know we have all of these lighting equipment and things like that, I need a room where it's almost I can go in there and I can feel that this is my beauty space.
Yeah, like we don't like wasting space. So I think, you know, having a 3-bedroom apartment would be ideal. Meaning we'd have our bedroom, and we'd have like a room that would be beauty/studio room, where we maybe can convert like a part of that room into a proper studio where we can do recordings and looking at green screens and just upgrading, you know, the production experience. And then having like a study, so not having an additional open room in the house for guests or whatever, because we don't really have guests over.
And also you don't want to open that door for people to come and stay at your place.
So I mean, like I said, we don't want to waste space, so we'd essentially have a 1-bedroom place with 2 additional studies or office spaces. I mean, it just takes out the need for maybe in the future having to rent office space, you know, if our
But do you really want
production
to do
grows.
that?
What?
I would want to work from home.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. If we have 2 extra rooms for our offices, we'd not need to then rent.
Yes, is that what you mean?
Yeah, rent out additional office space in the future, or whatever. We can just continue to grow our home like that and not have additional expenses.
But yeah, I feel like
And safety is obviously a big thing.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, everything going on, you don't know what way it's going to go. So the complexes, I don't know if they are safer.
I
It
don't
feels
think any
safer.
place is safe anymore. I just feel like, I don't know.
No, but
Having a good, I feel like we saw a couple of places that were very close to open fields and stuff, and even though that looks like really nice, you know, what we also said we wanted was not to be, because at the moment, as we said, we stay in apartments, so we are quite close to other people, and I mean sometimes we can hear our neighbors, we share a wall, we can hear them, you know, filling up the bathtub, and I'm pretty sure they hear us washing the dishes, or you know, when we turn on and off light switches. So I feel like there's a fine line between having like privacy and being safe with it as well. But yeah, let's go finish up that dinner. I'm getting quite hungry.
yeah.
But we're excited. I hope you guys are excited for us too. And yeah, we get so many messages. Well, I get messages on Instagram saying that you guys love our little apartment and you wish that you had a place like this. And it definitely, you know, makes us grounded in terms of being thankful for what we have, but yet we are striving for bigger and better things, and we're excited to grow and grow together, and it's exciting for us.
Yeah, it's exciting to share it with you guys.
Yes.
I mean, we want to, you know, under this current situations or circumstances, try to keep it as positive as possible, you know. And
Finding little pleasures in life.
And we hope that you guys also find the opportunities to continue growing in your personal lives, taking the next step in your career or in your relationship or whatever you want or are working on currently. We hope that you find prosperity in whatever you're doing.
You have such a beautiful soul, you know that.
No, but I mean,
Sorry, it's all mine.
as much as we enjoy growing, we also enjoy hearing stories of you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get any messages, but we read a lot of messages that Jess gets, where we just, you know, find so much joy in stories that you guys share.
And how we've inspired you and how, you know, we've motivated you, and it means a lot to us. But yeah, we're excited to hopefully share this journey with you as soon as this lockdown ends. I mean, who knows, we can bring you guys along house visits and show you the fixer-upper.
Yeah,
we
maybe,
don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We can have like a DIY project.
Maybe you'll have a DIY playlist soon. Where we
Oh,
can,
this is so exciting.
where we can share how we actually take a home that we weren't that crazy about and build it up to something that we want.
I can't wait to marry you.
Can't wait to marry you.
And make lots of babies in our new house.
TMR.
Let's go get dinner. Ooh, it's so cheesy. Are you okay with having a vegetarian meal for dinner?
Oh, it doesn't look vegetarian. So
We'll taste
just-
it.
I'm
How
just gonna-
cute are my slippers, Leafy? But this is a size 3.
it looks a bit big.
Look how massive. I got them at Discount, by the way. They are so fluffy.
It doesn't look vegetarian, though.
It looks amazing.
Oh, small plates. What's
Yeah.
the saying? Small plates fill you up faster.
Yum. Are you gonna dish first? So the
Oh shit.
what?
Is it too big?
The meal we got is from the Open Food Group, and it just says veg lasagna. It doesn't say
What veg?
what is in it. I know there's cheese sauce, but I mean, what? They use soya mince. Let's see. It looks like normal lasagna. Your mom used to make a veg lasagna with eggplant. That was not nice. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. I don't like eggplant. Like, I eat all of the veggies, but I don't like eggplant.
We once did we make a eggplant
No.
lasagna? There's mushrooms in here. Do you think?
No, we made lasagna with spinach lasagna sheets.
But this doesn't look like spinach though.
This looks like normal lasagna, it just doesn't have meat in it. But I'm curious to taste it. Does it look like mushroom? What is that?
I think that's a mushroom.
Let's move you guys up a little bit.
There's a lot of the tomato sauce basting.
It looks like normal beef lasagna.
I think
I see
it's probably
spinach.
soya. This.
Soya mince. Look, come closer.
I'm gonna see if I can get a good piece of soya mince.
Do you think it's soya mince?
I don't know. It looks like it. No, I don't see anymore.
I see carrot. Mom wants a carrot. I see you.
Like this.
Soya mince.
I think it's soya mince. I'm not sure.
But it's not bad, it's nice.
It's good.
But yeah, we're gonna enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog with us. Again, thank you so much to Mortgage Market for working with us on today's vlog, and we're excited to share our home purchasing journey with you guys.
We'll see you in the next one.
Mwah. Bye, ladies.